After refusing to participate against a transgender opponent and taking a knee, a female fencer was eliminated from her tournament. Redmond Sullivan was to compete against Stephanie Turner, a fencer from the United States, at the University of Maryland's Cherry Blossom event. But at the Division 1A women's foil event, Turner protested by taking a knee and taking off her mask just before the match started. A black card, which means a player is immediately removed from the competition and suspended for the rest of it, was then shown to her. Before facing Sullivan, who finished 24th out of 39 in the competition, Turner had played 4 games. I saw that I was going to be in a pool with Redmond, and from there I said, "Okay, let's do it." Turner explained her choice. "I'm going to kneel down." Since USA Fencing had not been paying attention to women's concerns, I understood what I had to do. At that moment, I instantly dropped to my knees. It was Redmond Sullivan, who thought I was going to start fencing. "I'm sorry, I can't do this," I muttered, looking at the referee as I took the knee. Despite the fact that this is a women's event, I am a woman. And I'm not going to fence this person. Redmond didn't hear me, so he approached me, assuming I was upset or that he didn't comprehend what was going on. "Are you okay?" he inquires. "I apologized," I said. "Although I greatly admire and adore you, I will not put up a fight with you." Nevertheless, USA Fencing released a statement shortly after that endorsing Sullivan and transgender athletes. In 2023, USA Fencing implemented our current transgender and non-binary athlete policy, the statement said. The goal of the policy was to make fencing more accessible and to establish safe, welcoming environments. The policy was developed using the most recent research and is founded on the idea that everyone should be allowed to do sports. We are aware that the discussion around inclusion and equity in relation to transgender athletes is changing. USA Fencing will always err on the side of inclusivity, and we're determined to update the policy whenever new evidence-based research becomes available or when the Olympic and Paralympic movement as a whole implements new regulations. We value the opinions expressed by all parties and invite our members to keep doing so as the situation develops. It's critical that the fencing community has this discussion, but whether it takes place at our contests or online, we expect it to remain civil. Respectful dialogue supported by facts is the best way to advance. In the case of Stephanie Turner, her disqualification was not due to any personal statement but was solely the direct outcome of her decision to decline to fence an eligible opponent, which the FIE, International Fencing Federation regulations clearly prohibit. USA Fencing is required to abide by the wording of those regulations and make sure that competitors adhere to the global norms. While adhering to all rules set forth by our governing organization, we are nevertheless dedicated to promoting inclusivity in our sport. Back in December, transgender athlete Sullivan made news when she decided to join the women's team at her institution. It happened after she participated in track and field competitions for the girls' teams at Daniel Hand High School in Madison, Connecticut. The Independent Council for Women's Sport, ICONS, and tennis icon Martina Navratilova had both questioned the relocation. Transgender women have an unfair edge, according to Navratilova, a homosexual woman who has been outspoken in her opposition to their participation in female sports. In a post on X, she mentioned a Redux story about Sullivan and said, "And again, keeping men out of women's sports is one of the executive orders that Donald Trump has signed since taking office, which mandates that the federal government acknowledge just 2 genders. The Trump administration pledged in the latter order to stop supporting any organization that allows trans athletes to play female sports. According to Trump's interpretation of Title IX, a provision that prohibits sex discrimination in education, the order instructs the Department of Justice to ensure that all government agencies implement a ban. Since then, the NCAA has changed its rules to only allow student athletes who were assigned female at birth to participate in women's sports.